So us crafters find it easier to cut leather, draw our sketches on paper by holding down items with whatever we have around. So I often use this antique iron anvil for banging rivets. Then I had some scrap suede, and I thought I'd make a bag. I seen another YouTube crafter that had one, and I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. So I'll show you quickly how I made mine. So when I made this one, I was planning on making two. I did one to try it out, and I've been meaning to make the second, so I'll do that now. What I've already done is cut it. Let me see how big it is. I'll give you a ballpark number. It's, this piece is 6 inches by almost 4. Just 2 pieces of suede that I've already glued together. I did it at the same time I made this one. And it looks like I already ran down a mark for where I want to punch my holes. I'm gonna go wide. I'm gonna use some 5mm stitching irons here, because it's not gonna be a fancy stitch. It's just to hold it together, and it's gonna be reversed, so you're not even gonna see the stitches anyway. So yep, I'm gonna punch the holes right now. When I bang the holes, I usually like to work away and come toward myself, and I always sit over here so I can kind of see the line, and hopefully I'm making a straight line. Not always the case, but so that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to start right at the corner. Backtrack a couple of holes so I keep the spacing the right way. Bone fold is handy to hold it down while you're pulling it back out. Come down this side. And my line is rather faded. Because like I said, it was a while ago that I made the first one. I was going to make 2. Pretty wide there, like a 1/4 of an inch in here. That's okay. It's good enough for holes. I know thread's cheap, but I always save extra pieces. This, I don't care what color it is, because it's going to be inside and turned inside out. So whatever I have here that is long enough will be the one. Generally, the rule of thumb is 4 times the length that you want to sew. I always go 5. I like to have a little extra. Hence the extra pieces, but I use them. 1, 2, 3. Oh, perfect. Even small, tiny pieces I use for the back of belt guides. Right, color doesn't matter really because it's on the inside of the belt. Anyway, I try to use up things and not not throw stuff away. I like to cut an angle on the end of the thread to get it through the eye, because my eyes aren't super great, and sometimes this is quick and other times it isn't. Pierce through the thread, try to hit the center. Slide it down, pull some of my slack out, pull it over the back of the needle, tighten it, good to go. All right, let's do this. So this front's going to be glued after and then sewn across the front, but we'll just start right here. I have a Tandy stitching pony. This is my first one. Then I upped it to this Dream Factory stitching pony, and it's nice. I can do I can do all my work with it. I guess it'd be cool to have a sit-down one, especially for some of the bigger items. I did buy myself a fatigue foot mat, because standing on this concrete floor, I'm in the basement, and it gets a little, it kind of hurts feet a little bit. Come on. Gotta get the fingers working. You gotta get the finger muscles kicking in. First couple of stitches are sometimes a little bit odd. This shouldn't take long because I used the 5mm, so they're spaced apart pretty good. I'm not looking for aesthetics here. But even though I think it'll be pretty quick to stitch it, I'm going to fast forward and edit some of the video, because I know you don't want to see me stitch this whole thing. I'm sure everyone has their own way of saddle stitching. There's lots of videos out there on how to do it. That's how I learned to do it. Whether or not I'm doing it totally correct, I don't know, but I haven't had anything fall apart on me, so I guess it's okay. I gotta work on the artistry of having the threads look perfect, and part of it I think is using the same pressure and like pulling one arm up and one down at the same time and having it close up the thread as nicely as possible. You see some people have videos and the thread just looks, it's kind of a fast motion of each thread, and each one just lies perfectly, and I'm guessing it's partly from the punching and maybe the iron. Some of them are a little more angled. Some are round punches. And then and the rest is technique. They say do each stitch exactly the same way as you did the last one. Don't change your pressure, don't change your, you know, the way you pull it out. I usually try to get them close to where my tails look equal, and then use the same pressure as I pull away. How's it look? Okay? Yeah. Looks good to me. In this stitch, you're never going to see it because I'm turning this bag inside out. Kind of like how you do a tote bag, and you stitch down the sides and then you turn the bag inside out. That's what I'm going to do with this. And I'm kind of excited to have two of these bags. I made the first one just to see if I'd use it, see if I liked it, and it works really well. Small as it is, you could make one, you know, whatever size that you wanted. I'm going to fill mine with BBs. I guess you could use anything. This weight is so soft, it's hard to get the hole sometimes. I didn't know buying BBs at Walmart was going to be such a production. Show you a license, ID, all this jazz. I'm like, I'm making a beanbag. I just need some weight. I guess I could have gone to the fishing store and get some lead weights. One thing I don't know, maybe you guys know, you can leave it in the comments, is what do you do when you have a huge length of thread? I did like a messenger bag, and the thread to go around the outside of the gusset was so long, and I just dealt with it. But when I went to like even up my two threads, like I was on the other side of the saw line, then come back and go, and then I just keep pulling until I got it. And it wasn't until the very end that I had, you know, it was just go. It was more comfortable. It was crazy. I'm like, there's got to be a better way to do this. I don't know. I guess I haven't stopped to take the time to go research it. I don't feel like me. I just can't get myself to stop. Like, I got all these things in my head I want to make. I have a few things that are already started. I know I have to go backtrack and go shopping up my tools. I need to organize this disaster. But that's not fun. I like to just make things. Right now, my bench, this is clean. It's just the project that I'm working on. It's been a while since it's been like that. The last thing I was doing, I was getting frustrated, and I think part of it was just I had so much crap everywhere, and I was just like, go, go, go. And okay, that's 3 back stitches. That's good. I was curious to how much this thing weighed, so I threw it on there, and it says 1 pound 8.6 ounces. Let's see what this one comes to. So next thing I'm going to do is turn this thing inside out. Which, if you've done bags, you know this is not always an easy feat. But overall, that's pretty much the gist of it. So, next, I have a baggie. And then we just shove it in there. And then we just shove it in there. Let's see how many BBs we can get in here. No idea. .8. The other was 1.86. Close enough. And over here at the glue table, I'm using Wildwood contact cement. I've used Badge. It's pretty much the same thing. Smells just as bad. Most of the time, I should be doing it right now. When I'm using this stuff, I even put this on when I'm sanding, or I'm using this, and I don't know if it helps or not, but you tend to not get the headache, and you can't even smell it when you're wearing the respirator. Anyway, for now, so I'm just going to slap some glue in here. I'm going to just tack this together. Clamp it up. Okay. Let that dry. Be back. Okay. It's only been an hour, but check this and see if it's dried up enough. This guy's a little bulky, so I'm going to put it on a little bit of a lift here. But I can't really put this in my stitching pony, so I'm gonna go sit down and I'm gonna stitch it on my lap. I'm gonna go around the edge with a couple of passes, go across, and then go around this edge with a couple of passes, and then I'll show you when I finish. 2. Do a singe. So we back stitched a few stitches. Just burnt that in. Went around the edges. So now, just gonna trim this. Okay, back down in the basement a sec. I'm gonna wrap this up. It looks like on the original one, I just chopped away at the stitch line. So this is the one I just stitched. Let me do the same. Let's see if I can do this without cutting through the stitch. And that was close. Success, I didn't cut through the stitch. And so that's how it looks in the end. Twins. Well, I'm happy I finally got that done. It's been it's been on my bench for like ever. So sweet. I'll use them definitely next project. Thanks for watching. You know, if you like, hit the subscribe, hit the like, all that good stuff. And hopefully I see you in the next video. All right, have a good night.